Will you please join me in Gassho? Although I too am within Amida's grasp, blind passions obstruct my eyes, and I cannot see the light. Nevertheless, great compassion untiringly and constantly illumines me. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Good afternoon. I'd like to thank everyone and the organizers of this Dharmathon and National Council meetings and everyone for showing up today. It's a wonderful, wonderful opportunity for us to be able to share the Dharma with all of you. So with that, thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak and share my appreciation today. With that, I'm going to come down right here real fast. This is what I'd like you to do. I'm just going to tap you on the shoulder, and if you could just pass it down and pass it down this way. And I'm going to explain it up there too. It's like dominoes, right? Okay, so what they're doing is they're just tapping. How many of you guys in elementary school just tapped the person on side and said pass it down? We're basically doing dominoes. Pass it down, go around all the way to the back, and hopefully I talk long enough where it'll end right here. Okay, so while we're doing that, I'm going to distract you. Let me start and ask you all a question. Well, another question. Have you ever received a gift or bought a gift and just forgotten about it? Shoved it in a closet, right? And it stayed there and the time passed and totally forgot. Or received the gift, used it, and just never used it again. We all do that, right? It's human nature. It's so easy to forget those things. It's like, what kind of gift? Birthday gift, a holiday gift. How about even, just any type, an appreciation. I'm still giving my omiya from last July out. But here we're talking about cultivating the Dharma, right? Cultivating the Dharma, planting seeds. I appreciate being here and hearing the farmer stories. I can relate. Maybe some of you know, but my great-grandfather was a Kaikyoshi minister. I'm 2 generations removed. And he used to serve in Central Cal 100 years ago. So 100 years ago, he served in this district, and then eventually went to Alameda, where you could see some pictures of my grandmother as a tiny child. They had such wonderful experiences in the BCA, which wasn't even BCA yet. So much so that my great uncle before passing always said, I want to go back to America. I love it. And unfortunately, he never did. But my grandmother, she grew up in Japan, was high school educated, and as many of you heard yesterday, she received a photo of a man that's from Hiroshima and said, I'm going to go to America. One of 9 children, the only one of 9 children to ever come back. So she gets on a boat, comes to the United States, and first thing off is that he's 14 years older than she is, right? She had the young picture, of course. Second thing is that they had heard he was a farmer. Now, being from Central Cal and Alameda and all over California, they knew farmers. So they had this idea in their mind of what this life would be like. Well, He was a Washington State farmer. And so she went from a comfortable temple lifestyle to basically, if you ever seen the movie Picture Bride, wooden floors and a group house, a very loving family though, a very loving family, but it was very hard, Seattle, rainy weather like you heard from Sekiya Sensei, life. And the wonderful thing is that because she came from a comfortable lifestyle and her father had heard about this, he said, I will pay for you to come back. I give you the choice to go back to Japan. And she said, I made a commitment and I'm going to stick with it. And I can only think that Jodo Shinshu helped her along these ways. You know, today we would have said, that doesn't jive. I'm not happy with that. I'm out of here, right? But so she chose. Now, so many years down the line, I'm here. You know, I was able to, 18 years ago, I was able to go on a Japan trip. And once I reached Japan, I found out it was a ministerial candidate exchange. That asked me, when has Amida Nembutsu or Buddhism been there for you? And I didn't live a easy childhood. We had a lot of hardships. And I said, when has it not? You know, and I have a lot of good memories from that trip. You know, Reverend Harry Bridge wasn't Reverend Harry Bridge. Reverend Fumi Usuki wasn't Fumi Usuki. Reverend Bill Briones was on that trip. Reverend Naomi Nakano. There were a lot of wonderful people guiding us. So, 18 years. Then, in this time, it's hard to become a minister. It's a very long, it's a process, and it's not cheap. So, you know, that's where we appreciate our members. Gardena Buddhist Church paid for all those flights that I was able to take. JSC staying, giving me a part-time job for 4 years, and paying for my education, Tokudo trip, and Kyoshi trip. Cultivating the Dharma. How can we understand this? So, in 2014, my father's mother now, she's Chinese, asks me, so are you going to graduate yet? You're graduating, right? And I said, yes. Yes, I'm graduating. And she said, now this is 2014. She said, in May? And I said, or how long? And I said, another year. And she looked at me all, you know, she scrunched up her eyes and she looked at me and then she hit me on the shoulder. And she said, why not sooner? I said, well, I have a couple more classes left and I have to finish my paper. And so she said, well, you need to finish now. And that's the last I heard of that for a little while. And then eventually, my dad gave me a card, said, this is from your grandma. And this is at the end of the summer, so this is maybe September of 2014. Okay. 2015 comes around. She has a stroke. She passes away. Right? So in February 2015, she passed away. Then I'm still working on my IBS degree and still finishing school. And now it's June 2015 and we've finished and graduated. And now I'm preparing to go to Japan for a kyoshi. And I'm happening to do my laundry maybe 2 nights before, or maybe even the night before. Actually, it was the night before I left. I'm doing my laundry. And I said, well, I better start brushing up on some of the things that I learned in Tokudo and in past experiences. So I pull out a notebook like this. Actually, I pulled out this notebook. And I was flipping through it, and I found this card. And this is the card that my dad had given me from my grandma. And there's no big deal. You know what I figured? Is that grandmas always deal in cash. Right? Grandmas always deal in cash. So I open up the card, and lo and behold, it's a check. So of course this is no good anymore, but because it's dated, and I look at it and it's dated 6/27/14. And this is 6/15. But what the important thing is about this check is 6/26/2015 was the last day of Kyoshi. So for me, it symbolized taking the next step in life. But also, the epiphany is that this is how Amida Buddha works in our life, right? I know you're going to get there. I've done the work. I've paved the way. You have to realize the importance of this gift. And I noticed it stopped somewhere out there. Oh, it did. So it did. Good. So no, yeah, okay, thank you. I was totally into my story. Sorry. But this is what we understand as Amida Buddha's work. Planting, cultivating the seeds so that the Dharma can reach us. And the moment we realize this valuable gift, Namo Amida Butsu, I'm so appreciative of the life that I'm living. Even though, like in what I read from the Kyogyo Shinsho, I too am within Amida's grasp. The blind passions just obstruct my eyes, and I cannot see the light. I'm so stuck in my egocentric self. But yet, in the background, Amida Buddha's great compassion, untiringly, constantly, is there, all I have to see. So because of our passions, our ego selves, of this life, it's so easy for us to forget the gift. We already have received the Buddha's influence, the Buddha's work, the Buddha's light. Upon rediscovering and remembering that the path has always been there, all we can do is resonate that life, that appreciation, that nembutsu. Begin each day as it were on purpose, right? That's what we had heard. It's our receiving. We've already received it. We're already so happy. So just say Nembutsu. Please join me in Gassho. Although I too am within Amida's grasp, blind passions obstruct my eyes, and I cannot see the light. Nevertheless, great compassion untiringly and constantly illumines me. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you very much.